All right, 3 years ago, having dinner at Long Beach with your lovely wife Tova, myself, and we said, and you said, I'm not sure what to do, and I said, you got to take the job. You got to run IndyCar racing from the racing side of it. And I thought you'd be here 10 years or until you croak, because you're getting older. But I don't think anybody expected to end this soon, and I know you're not. You don't want to leave, but you are leaving.
I am. I thought I'd be here longer too. And knowing what the job entails, I need to be here longer to achieve, meaningful change. But, I guess I didn't think it was working right, so I stood aside and let them get somebody else.
Usually when somebody leaves, especially in racing, it's because they were shown the door, but you showed me your resignation letter 8 weeks before you submitted it to Mark Miles, and I kept saying, no, you can't, you're not going to quit. Come on, you're not going to quit. Can you pinpoint it? Was it lack of support? Was it just?
Well, I guess support. I didn't fully believe the way the direction the company was going in. And, it's not about me. It's about the company and IndyCar. And I just felt if I wasn't in it 100%, my heart wasn't in it 100%, that I should get out of the way and let somebody else do it. Because you work really hard in this business anywhere. And if your heart's not in it, if you don't believe as much as you need to, then you might as well get out of the way, because you become part of the problem if you stick around and are not happy with what's going on.
I thought what Bobby Rahal said a couple weeks ago was exactly what's wrong. He said, until we change the culture in this paddock, it probably doesn't matter who tries to lead us, because there's so much sniping and backstabbing and stuff like that. And what bothers me most is you've been a team owner, you've been a team manager, you started out as a mechanic, you know the process and stuff. And yet, after you announced your retirement, a lot of the guys that were sniping at you were saying, "Oh, we don't. It's too bad he's leaving. I wish he wasn't going." That's the kind of phoniness I think I don't like about. There's a lot of great things about racing, but that's something I don't like. You see that as an inherent problem in this paddock?
Well, I don't honestly know what the owners think or don't think. I've not had direct exposure to their thoughts, good or bad. But I think it is a problem with racing, and particularly our kind of racing, is when we have issues, there seems to be more of an agenda to destroy it or break it or change it. And although I would recognize I didn't do enough, I was on the job training. It's a big job. I never came into IndyCar racing saying I was the panacea of presidents of competition, but I really thought I could have made a difference, and it was very disappointing to hear that the owners and the company really didn't think that I did a good enough job to try and work with me. So I just thought it's the easy way out.
And it's not like I've had 2 or 3 owners come up and say, can't they talk Derrick into staying? We're not going to find anybody better. So it wasn't like all the owners ganged up and got out the pitchforks. But there was enough of a movement from people that then had the audacity to say, oh, it's going to be a shame to lose him. It's just a matter of nobody ever figures out that everybody better be in this together. It's never going to work.
Well, that's very true. I think the owners, and I don't want to focus just on the owners, but as you brought it up, I think the owners need to realize it's their series. It isn't Holman George's series. It's everybody's series, and we're all in it together. And so, if we've got a problem, we've all got to fix it. We can't just eliminate it by destroying whatever you got and start again. And I think the sooner they embrace that, I think the better they'll be. But, that's been a problem for forever. So it's one president of race control is not going to make any difference to the way they think. They're all hurting. They need money. There's a lot of other pressures on them. So you understand how it spills over into this. But, that's where we need to pull together when it's like that.
And one of the big criticisms or things maybe that, you wanted to have a new car, and they're all like, no, we can't afford a new car. These aero kits are breaking us, blah, blah, blah. But now you see with Justin's accident and the groundswell, are we going to change these cars? And to your point off camera, it's probably going to take a new car if there's going to be a big safety step made, right?
Well, if you're talking specifically about something with Justin's accident, yeah, I think it will. There are other areas of safety that we were all working on, which was really the momentum in talking and thinking about a new car. You know, part of the problem was we never got to actually talk about the new car, and I think the owners, they have some legitimate concerns about the cost of racing, but we don't have to say it should be 2018, it can be 19 or 20. And we just have to have a plan, and we have to realize why we're changing it, and we never got to that. But I think Mark is smart enough to realize that's still got to be something that's got to be addressed. So I'm sure it'll come back on the agenda, maybe 6 months from now, or whatever. But with Justin's situation, and other safety issues, you can only do it ultimately with a clean sheet of paper to really do it properly.
Do you find it ironic, though, that you were a car owner and, I've had a million conversations with you in the last 30 years about expenses and how we're going to keep going and things like that. Did you feel like it was that a bad rap, that it wasn't as expensive maybe as everybody was saying?
Well, I don't think a new car with a whole new concept or slightly different concept to what we've got, there's multiple benefits in that. It's not just about speed, it's not just about safety, it's a lot of things that would enhance, I think, the sport. But nevertheless, for the owners, they saw it as just basically everything you got is going to be redundant and we're going to have to buy it again. So I understand where they're coming from, but I still think the process can start. And you can make a decision a year from now or 2 years from now, whatever, when you want to introduce that. But if you don't start that process, then I think you're worse off. I think also, too, I think the fans really want to know, where's IndyCar going? And so part of, in my case, I was really focused on the racing side and the competition side, but I think that's an integral part of where we're going as a series, defining our cars and our stars and our kind of races. So a plan of where we're going, and if we've got a new car and what it's going to be, what's the advantages and all that, I think that takes a lot of time to do it and put it together, but I think it's necessary to be showing people where we're going.
The other thing is, I was getting at, they were complaining about the aero kits and stuff. Well, that wasn't your call. They said, well, you should have put an end to the aero kits. Well, that was Honda and Chevrolet. They wanted that.
They did. I guess I wanted it too. I think it's enhanced our racing. I may be the only one that thinks that, but I think what we see, the performance and the changes are really because of the air kit, have really been a benefit.